Okay, so this is what we're after. You'll see here, this is a friend of mine, Paul Ravella, big American coach, really, really successful with as a physique prep coach. And he basically put this up the other day. I don't know whether he made it or found it somewhere, but I think it's pretty cool. Over here, you've obviously got the zealots of If It Fits Your Macros, which people seem to interpret that it means eating cheeseburgers and Pop Tarts and chocolate bars to hit your macros. And then over here, you've got the clean eating people, which is chicken and broccoli, sweet potato, and basically you're living your entire life on about 8 ingredients. So we obviously want to be somewhere in the middle. What I'm going to interpret this more is so over here, we've got if it fits your macros, so eating shitty foods. Over here, we've got more a case of your clean eating and your meal plan, and we want to be somewhere in the middle. So that's what we're kind of after. So what I'm going to show you is we're going to use MyFitnessPal, because this will be your Bible. So I'm going to pull up one of my clients' meal plans. This is what most of them look like. We have the aim of the plan. So we have the overall day macros here. Pow. Like that. These are the main ones to take into consideration. I hope you can see that. So daily macros. So obviously with this guy, I'm doing a bit of carb cycling. He's got normal days for 5 days, 2 days of high days. High days, I like to go lower in fats, higher in carbs, obviously, spike those leptin levels. Protein is quite static because your muscle mass is not going to change that much. So we'll pick one day. So normal days here is obviously on 215 protein, 350 carbs, 75 fats, and this big important one here is fiber, 40 grams maximum, 35 minimum of fiber. I personally, this is coach to coach, I include this value into here. So it's not 350 grams of carbs plus 40 grams of fiber. That would make it 390 grams of carbs to me, because that's my consistent way of tracking it. Some other coaches don't do that. So for me, it's 310 grams of carbs, starchy carbs, sugary carbs, whatever the fuck you want to break it down into, and 40 grams of fiber. Some other coaches will do 350 grams of carbs as well as 40 grams of fiber, but that's how they want to do it. It's nothing wrong with that. It's just consistency. Next thing, macro breakdown. So I've given him 5 meals because that suits his schedule. So you'll see here in black, we've got the normal days. In green, we've got the high carb days. So we'll ignore the green. So it's basically protein, carbs, and fats. You'll see his first meal, he's got 43 grams of protein, 50 grams of carbs, 20 grams of fat. And his first meal, because he needs to get up and out of the door, is a breakfast shake. So he's got some oats, he's got some yogurt, he's got some protein powder, some frozen berries, because then that turns it into like a kick-ass milkshake pretty much. And then we got some moderate carbs, moderate protein, and we got some fats here, because I know that his second meal isn't going to be for a while, so he needs to stay full. So we've got some fats in there. I'm not against mixing your carbs and fats. I think that's a bit of a myth. If you're ridiculously obese and your nutrient partitioning is that terrible, that you maybe, but even then, Jesus, I think it's just overall calories at the end of the day. Carbs and fats, not the enemy in the same meal. You can change the ratios the closer you get to training, because you don't really need so much fat. You need more carbs, depending on your training. But so I've thrown in some fats here as well. So he's basically got moderate protein, moderate carbs, and low to moderate fat here as well. So what I'll do is, so this is a shake. One day of the week, I've not put the exact same thing, but I've just put something similar. So what we've got here, we've got protein powder, we've got the frozen berries, we've got the oats, we've got the yogurt. So it's very, very similar. Let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, he has a shake every single morning. It's a fucking nice shake, so who cares? But Thursday morning he wakes up and he just can't be bothered to have that protein shake. He wants something different. It's cold, he wants something hot. If you're on a meal plan, tough, then you have got to have that protein shake. So if you've had it 3 days in a row, imagine having that 300 days in a row. That's the thing with being on a meal plan, is you're on that meal plan for life or until someone changes it. So say you've done, I don't know, 3 days on it. You wake up on a Thursday, you want something completely different. You're gonna go, bro. You're gonna have. Let's not go, bro. We're gonna go eggs on toast. So how the fuck do you go? Okay, I want to change these macros. So we got 46 grams of protein. For me, it's carbs and fiber. So he's got 51 grams of carbs and 20 grams of fat in that shake and those nuts. How the fuck do you go, okay, I want to have a shake. I'm on a shake most days. Today I'm going to have eggs and oats. And that's where this comes in handy. Flexible dieting. MyFitnessPal is really, really good. All you do is you chuck in your food that you normally eat, and it'll come up with your macros here. And then you go, okay, well, what do I want to eat? So I've done the 2 meals right side by side, even though it says breakfast and snack. So this is just 2 different breakfasts. So we chuck in an egg. We've got 1 whole egg. We chuck in some egg whites because we know the fats aren't that high on this day. So we're going to put in a cup of egg whites. There's the bulk of your protein. We're going to cook it with a little bit of coconut oil because I always like to cook my eggs in coconut oil. Plus, it's good for your brain, apparently. We're going to throw in some veggies. So we've got some spinach, we've got some mushrooms, we've got some red peppers, capsicum, whatever you Aussies want to call it. And all you do is you put in your weights of those, and you can just play around with it until you hit the same macros that it says here. So we're going to throw in, they've got those low carb tip top sandwich breads now. So we're going to chuck 1 or 2 of those in. I've got 2 of those in here. And then we want to put some butter on it because you can't have eggs on toast without butter. The joys of today is we have low fat spreads, and that Lurpak spreadable light stuff tastes exactly the same as butter, and it's not full of shit. So you can have like 15 grams of it, and it's only 9 grams of fat rather than 15 grams of fat. So it's pretty badass. So we got your eggs, we've got your veggies, so there's your fiber and stuff, and we've got your toast. We've got the fats in there as well. And look, miraculously, oh look, same protein, very, very similar carbs, very, very similar fiber. It's actually lower in sugar, not that I give a shit about that, but and the fat's very, very, very similar. We're pretty much 1 gram of each out. And that's pretty much how you do it. All you do is say we whacked in 100 mils of egg whites, because you're just playing around until you hit the same values. This is how cool MyFitnessPal is. So we put in 100 mils of egg whites here to see whether it came out the same values. You see, okay, I wanted 46 grams of protein. I know that egg whites are just protein. There's pretty much no carbs. There's no fats in them. My protein is low. It's come out at 31. Okay, well, I want more than that. Let's put in 200 mils of egg whites. See if that comes out to that magic 46. No, it's 42, so we need a little bit more. So let's go 240 mils of egg whites, which is a cup. And fuck yeah, look, 46, 46, exactly the same. Same with these, say you wanted a piece of toast. That's 2 tip-top thins. So if you just put 1 in, because you weren't sure about the carb values, you put 1 in, you know that tip tops are some protein and mainly carbs. You're after 44 grams of carbs, now we're at 28. You can then go, well, I want more than that. Because a cup of egg whites and an egg is quite a lot of eggs, so you're going to have 2 tip tops. And look, 44, 45, pretty much the bloody same. So, and that's kind of how it works. That's how you are flexible in your meals. So I'm going to give you another example in a sec, but that's one to start you off.